Hello, marching to victory tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance. Probably trying to wrap up our achievement run today. So we're trying to get the no purchasing weapons, armor, or spells, don't spend money, at least not much money, and never use an inn. And I think I have never broken that promise, other than I brought a few tents. But that was mostly for save purposes, not really mechanically useful, just... Well, mechanically in the sense that I don't want to have to replay tons of the game when I die. But all things together, pretty good run. In between episodes, I traveled back to the Water Shrine. Not very much. I did, however, pick up a sample. We're going to go with grass, actually. And once we get into a battle, I'll show you why. Not a huge surprise, maybe. But yeah, that's our group. Very self-sufficient. Not the strongest party, but as our levels are going up, the master will eventually be strong enough to punch the moon. So we got that going for us. And of course, we've been getting a lot of value out of Victory March, getting the extra XP. So the grinding, which is usually a little slow with this party, hasn't been quite as brutal as it started out as, basically. So, first time we were in Sea Shrine, because you can tell we have the katana and stuff, you know that we went to the mermaids, got the slab, and looted that area. And then, you know, dove into Mirage and Sky and got some loot out of it. We didn't, like, full clear those places. So we're gonna, you know, full clear stuff as we travel through this one. But, suffice to say, did I have... I do have a Zeus's glove, technically. Suffice to say, we've got a little bit more weapons and armor than normal. But we don't have heal potions, right? Now, in terms of underwater geomancy, water is going to be pretty bad against underwater enemies. We also have the Blessed Bell, so technically most of our elements are boosted. However, lowering enemy attack power could be good, and lowering enemy magic, or however you want to think about it, also very good. We also have grass, which is fire, which you might be like, blue, fire's bad underwater. But remember, the worst fight in here is ghosts, and this should kill ghosts pretty good. Also, we have non-elemental paralysis. This is damage plus trance. This is a really good combo. And a heal. So I think the grass sample is, depending on where you're going, of course, actually one of the best ones. Because that's 3 out of 4 are really good. And one is, you know, at least not much resists wind. You know, that's okay. Anyway, that's kind of the build. And then, of course, we got our bard doing bard stuff. Against this kind of pack, you could just attack, I suppose, with the bard, but I think just some chip regeneration, honestly, because the hardest thing will be keeping our HP topped up, depending on the fights we're in, and we're going to end up doing a lot of, well, sticking around waiting for regen, I think. It's just the nature of the group. We do have a heal staff on Isaac. Maybe that would have been a better play that turn, honestly. Hey, look, another house. It's a little bit soggy, though. I don't know if I'd trust the house that's been underwater for, like, 400 years. Is there anything on this weird dead-end floor? Technically, yes. Okay, I'll get it, but I'm not happy about it. So this is a thief search-only tile. I do have the response speed at 8. I think at this point in the game, you know mostly how these fights are going to go. Maybe I'll slow it down for Kraken, but the general clearing speed is still a little bit on the slow side, and the bard animations are kind of slower than normal with all these extra harp things. So we could try like Zeus Glove, Key Blast, Heal, and Heal. That might be efficient. So if you're using item magic, like a Zeus's Glove, it does cast Lightning too. However, you do not get any intelligence boost or any skills. So the enemies are weak to it, so it plus 50% base damage, but that's it. Also, this song might go on forever if I don't skip it. So we're not quite fighting Kefka right now. Sure. Just some happy music. Water Bracer. Yeah, so this is a garbage item. I don't think that does anything in a normal run, so just throw it on the ground. Or let it float away, basically. But yeah, I showed it off just for you guys. Secretly, I'm trying to get more levels. Super secret. You'll never catch on. And we did actually heal Isaac up just via some heal staff, regenning stuff. So it's looking pretty good. I like the most of the time sustainability. I recognize Vaughn just got smacked, but most of the time we break even on fights. Sometimes a lobster's gonna crit you. Do they actually have like a high crit rate? Kind of like the game kind of sneaks them in, honestly. Like a lot of I think most enemies have a 1% crit chance by like the vast majority of them. No, lobsters are just 1%. But every now and then you'll find something like the Cobra, which has a 16%. Or there's something else that always used to crit me. Is it, which one is it? Oh, is it like the Gators? No. Now I want to find it. I feel like there's something that always crit hits me. It's not like gargoyles or something, right? No. Things that get a lot of attacks have more opportunities too, but yeah, there's a few enemies that have a really high crit rate. Oh, it's the tigers. 13% on the normal tigers and 35. Yeah, that's the one. I think this is the highest crit rate an enemy gets. It's a good thing they only get 2 attacks because they would destroy you with those crits. Just kind of a fun fact. I don't think there's anything else that's higher than that. I haven't like exhaustively checked, but 35% is brutal. Anyway, just fun facts. Yeah, even the worms have a little bit. That's one, like, the worm crits are pretty rough. Anyway, let's get got a little sidetracked. It's Crit O'Clock. The Nightmare Before Christmas. Different show. Should have used the lightning glove again. Probably. Well, we got them under pressure. Yeah, I know. Look. It's my generation, okay? Oh, hey, we got some Key Blast points. We actually empowered... Oh, yeah. So that was one of the things that I don't know how often this will ever come up, but because the master did his side quest, he does get one key point every time he kills something, which should empower the Key Blast on turn 2. I have a hard time imagining it's going to be incredibly useful, but, you know, it's something. Alright. Yeah, this is why we're on 8 times speed. Or, not 8 times. 4 times speed with a high battle refresh. I guess you can't get a key point for killing things with Key Blasts or item magic or anything, right? That probably wouldn't be fair. It's probably only physical attacks. So was there anything... Nothing sneaky in there. Okay. All these patches changing where all the items are, adding extra stuff. Sometimes I gotta, like, take a sneak peek, because there might be a water bell. That is the normal one if you don't have a thief. However, we had our own, and I think we learned that duplicates don't do anything. It'd be cool if you could dual wield, and you have, like, 2 different elements, or make maybe a more efficient element. If you could, maybe you could double boost an element. That'd be cool. Would that be too strong? Maybe. Honestly, the Blessed Bell is better in general, but maybe, I guess I'm thinking like Final Fantasy 3 rules, where everyone can just dual wield by default, right? I think that's how that worked. You could have 2 shields on if you prefer. Or was that FF2? Were both games? FF2, everyone could dual wield. FF3, you needed the ninja at the end of the game. Sorry. And then FF5, you could master the ninja job and then pass it on to other people with an ability slot. Something like that. Look, it's been a long time. It's late. Blue's doing his best. Yeah, the free pressure... I mean, not like it made any difference, but... Got loads of money. Almost 1 million gold. We need like 10 million gold for an achievement. It's kind of insane. Alright, got my map set up. I guess we should still just heal staff it out. It's not much, but it's better than like having to stop entirely for 5 minutes, I think. So this is probably the glove that we want if we ever need it. In this room here. I will specifically use pressure on this fight. Yeah, we're taking some damage. They just have a really high base power. So the pressure ability says attack -20. I feel like it's another one of those in practice seems way stronger kind of abilities. Yeah, suddenly they do 1, you know. I get that it affects them before the armor effect, the absorb. So in theory, you could try to math it out. -20%, so say 69. Nice. I didn't know that water was nice. -20%. What's 20% of 69? It's maybe 14, somewhere around there. Say a base power of -14, so 55, let's say. 55 to 110. That's certainly a decrease, assuming I'm doing the math right, and that's how it works. But we would still take damage more than... We couldn't really take a single point of damage. Well, maybe the ninja. Maybe, depending on some rounding. But everyone else should still be taking at least 10 or 20 damage per hit. And it doesn't seem to play out like that in practice, so... I think when it says, I don't know if it's a bug or if it just scales based on, maybe your intelligence boosts it or something. I don't know. Maybe it is like a spell where it starts at 20%, but as your intelligence gets higher, this goes up and up and up. And now it's, maybe that's the thing with the party polka, that just enemies get nerfed because of some sort of scaling multiplier that, well, maybe they shouldn't, but I'm not gonna be the one to report that as a bug. No, siree. That's a bug in our favor. I'm happy with that one. If it's a bug. Anyway, Power Glove, right. Same equipment, armor value of the Zeus's glove. I don't believe it actually works on the black belt. Saber, as the name sort of implies, but other games refuse, doesn't work on your fists or your harps. Probably not bells either, although I would never have tested it. So the only person that can get value out of it is the ninja. However, I need to double check if we can use it on other people. In the previous version, you could definitely cast Power Glove on an ally. And it looks like I didn't notice it. I didn't see it in the patch notes. But that did get patched out. I noticed it when we did our machinist run, that if you took the crystal out and made a new weapon with the saber spell, it was self-target only. So unfortunately, the Power Glove got a little bit nerfed. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's kind of sad. Being able to cast saber on an ally was nice. But, well. Probably not intentional. It's not like I can't just put the glove on whoever I want it on anyways. Alright. But yeah, I think if we did use it, now that it's fairly safe, it won't actually give Yang anything. Never mind, we'll never know. Light Axe doesn't really matter, just cast Harm 2, garbage. Maybe we can still do some runs. Not all these fights are really worth the time, probably. Sharknado! Should have gone here first. This is what we really care about. Do I want to keep... Which helmet do I want? Depends on which dungeon you're in. Is there anything that petrifies us coming up? There are some Medusas in Mirage. I think. Yeah, there definitely is up in sky. I think up in the air. No Saurias, I don't think. But there's a lot more things that can paralyze you, and this theoretically gives you immunity to trance, even, which is something normally you can't get out of a ribbon. I think it doesn't really matter. I drop the stone protection, move over paralysis protection, and pick up a ribbon. So the reason I'm doing it like this specifically is the black belt has a lot of M defense. It's fairly unlikely that he gets affected by a lot of those status effects anyway, compared to the people with low, like almost half his M defense. So they get the ribbons first. That makes sense, right? And you'd only need to protect him from effects that aren't on hit. Because if it's an on hit effect, his 100 plus M defense should make him immune anyway. So it's really just like spells and skills. And even then, he's got a better odds of avoiding them anyway. I did miss a pure potion in the power glove room. Whatever. I'm not going back. Spend enough time in this dungeon. Final floor. Not too much. There's some weapons for other classes here. Oh, right. I can do another pressure. I would love to get my spell charges recharged for the Geomancer. Turn order not working amazing here. There you go. We got pressure, but we still got a 26 damage rather than a 1, you know. So maybe the 20% is correct. I don't know. But it does seem like it's a bit strong some days. There you go. Garbage weapons. Nobody can equip it. Don't care. Heck, I barely care about the Thor's hammer. Actually, you know what? Thing is, I have the Thor's hammer. Let's just move this over. The only person that can ever get value out of this is the ninja anyway. And no one else can equip the Zeus's gloves, so I'm just going to drop it. And I can hold on to the Thor's hammer if I ever care enough anyway. Alright. And we do have, like, ninja scrolls. I don't know when I would want to use them, but I have a few that are really good against water weaknesses, you know. Or lightning weaknesses, you know what I mean. Try to get these Geomancer things back. Maybe I even just slow down a bit. Yeah, we got some charges back. 4223. It would be nice to be full charge before we go into the big boy Kraken battle. We'll probably have to take a random fight and try to heal up and stuff right before there. Wasn't paying enough attention. Defense plus regen seems to work good for this. Down the water spout. Itsy bitsy spider. You know the drill. Sustain. We did not get the recharge. Well, we're going to be healed up before we get our recharge. We'll do one more attempt at a recharge here, dedicated, and then I'll move on. Okay, I'm curious what Vaughn's damage. That's one power glove, one saber cast. There is something in here. Another ninja scroll. All right. I mean, things would be going faster if I just ran away. But the bard kind of makes that a little annoying. And because we get double XP, it feels more important. Like, I don't know. It's more like a brain trick than anything, I guess. Just, I feel like I should fight it out. Sometimes you don't get an option. Okay. Let's start deleting them. Let's try to get some armor up a little bit. We're going to take some hits here. This is one of the more costly fights in the regular game, like in terms of number of heal potions it takes to survive it, basically. I think one of these should do it. Maybe this would be a good time for... Actually, this might have been better. I don't know. 20% less damage or a chance to paralyze? Both are pretty good. Paralyzed is better if it works, but... You know, 2 out of 3, not bad. Yeah, I shouldn't complain about that. And now they're both paralyzed. We could just sit here. Heal up. Not too likely. But we did get our charges back, so that's good. And yeah, healing will be a thing, but we probably don't want to heal against waters anyway. Once they break free, we'll take too much damage. Okay, weird little... Oh, heal helmet. Oh. Weird little spot there. No. No, because the... Oddly enough, this is almost still as good as every second turn doing chakra. You have to boost in chakra and boost in chakra, and it's like 38 for the whole group. The heal helmet would be like 15 or 16 for the whole group, but every turn. So it's easier to use, but whatever. We can hold on to that for now. I don't have to throw it away. If only we could get like a hero shield, and then we'd be able to free up the helmet slot for someone else. But that's a different version. I do really like some of the balancing they did in Dawn of Souls. I think it's overall maybe too easy. That's mostly because you can save anywhere. But like the ultimate weapons and armor that are like not always a ribbon is quite nice. Because we do get into that scenario here a lot of the time. It's like, why don't you just use a ribbon, bro? Hey, Water Solace. That is a rare terrain with healing. So you can say that the water, underwater terrain type does technically have a heal spell. You just can't select it. Which makes it almost useless. Julian's at 300. Is this good enough? Yeah, if he dies, he dies, right? If he dies, he dies. I could go for a different harp. I don't think I care about Victory March against a boss. I don't think Lullaby. I should test out Lullaby. Next dungeon, I'll try to use Lullaby. But a random buff might be better than Victory March. Or it might be Victory March. Manapian. Okay. Manapian. Wait. I just realized. That man's a peon. The song, I said. It's a song. Sorry, everyone. What am I doing? I'm just punching him? We're just punching him. What are you doing? We could reduce his damage. We could... I didn't fight any ghosts at all? Dang it. I specifically brought this for ghosts. I think when you attack 8 times, reducing the damage is the best play. And let's go for some defense as well. 350. Punches for 180. We punch for 120. Pressure. So the boss should be weakened. Now we attack, Vaughn definitely got hit. Now, does this Kraken... I always forget which one has which. Which one has lightning too? This one has just ink. It's the other one that has lightning too. Okay, that's fine. I always mix them up. It's not a very good... It's probably better to attack. Like, it's worse that the second one even has lightning too. It makes it slightly weaker that it can do that. It'd be better off just punching you. So we don't need Bubble Curtain. We could go for the crazy Paralyze. You never know. I did get defense up. The boss will be dead in a second anyway. 7 hits, 7 damage. Funny that, right? So that was armor up once, which should be 8 plus some amount of your luck. I've heard it's 10% of your luck, although I don't know for sure. That would be 3. So 3 armor puts us at 64. And then the Kraken was 20% debuffed, theoretically. We still shouldn't be able to take 8 hits, 1 damage, right? Well, okay, 100 minus 20%, if that was how it did it. 80 damage max. But it could roll low. It could roll low. But I would expect on 8 hits, some of those 8 would roll higher than the 64 damage you need to do more than 1 damage. However, if it's 20% of the base, which is probably more likely, that puts it at 40 to 80, which is exactly the same. What am I talking about? So 40 to 80 theoretically, maybe less. And we had either the... I think it with 8 hits, 8 damage. Either the Bard Song is giving us more than 11 armor, or the debuff is reducing it by more than 10 damage. Does that make sense? I think 40 to 80 with 64, it's very unlikely that all 8 hits rolled in the bottom half of the range, right? It's not impossible, but I would say pretty unlikely. Anyway, that was definitely a fight. Oh, well, hey, massive crits. I see you. I guess... Wait. With no inns, when you're outside, do you just have infinite samples for, like, healing and stuff? Right? Because I could do this and then immediately resample every turn. I never really thought about it like that. But I guess that's true, right? Because we didn't start with it, it's only a post-promotion kind of thing. It doesn't really matter, and usually you can just go to an inn or use a house, because that's the normal rules. Yeah, because I can just do this anytime. That restocks not your current location terrain magic, but the reserves go back to full. Interesting. So, even in a long dungeon, like, let's say you ran out of basic water spells in the underwater dungeon. You could, if you wanted to, you could also sample the same location you're in. I mean, you can recharge them via time, but with basically no time investment, you can sample it and just have the same 4 spells forever, infinitely. Is that intended? Is that good? I don't know. Anyway, the dungeon's done. That is 3 orbs lit. I had to double check. I thought I might have missed one. Okay, I haven't saved today. I should save once. We'll save once here, and then once before the final dungeon. Okay, I did do some looting for Mirage, although I think it was mostly the first 2 floors. We got all 3 items here, and I got all the treasure. I did come to get the Thunder Bell on this floor. I missed the red shirt, which honestly I could pick up, because you can cast a spell with it. And it's a pretty situationally good one, like against the Kraken. A little bit late for that. What have we got in here? Non-elemental, that's pretty solid. Absorb, crit. Still not bad to have this stuff anyway, probably. I don't think any of these guys actually resist fire, but whatever. I mean, that was like 6 out of 6 blinded. So the accuracy must be pretty decent. Pretty sure. Hey, we got some bard music in the background. It's very quiet, but there. I don't know if you guys can even hear it, but it's from, is this Edward's dream harp thing, or whatever they call it? I think it's the little bit we plays to save you from the dark elf Astos, but the FF4 version. Of course, he dies. That's why he played the death music right after. We all know that's canonically how the story ends. Oh, I've got my auto harp going. I forgot that if I'm trying to get level ups, auto harp doesn't matter too much. Oh, I also remember I was going to try out the dream harp. We'll try it a couple times. Keep going the wrong way. It's a maze, guys. Not off to a good start. Gotta say, Cerebus, not the kind of enemies I associate with high magic defense. And we got 1 out of 4. And they only last for a single turn. So... yeah, Lullaby, I think I've tested this a little bit in past runs. I generally found that the odds of getting this sleep effect are too low. And I'm assuming it's just like using the item magic version of casting sleep, the level 1 Black Mage spell, but you're not getting any intelligence boost, and if they resist status, they definitely resist it, I think. So I have a feeling the Lullaby Harp is practically worthless, maybe that's the term. Come on, cremate. Boo. Just gonna mention that Vaughn never one-shot a Cerebus today at all. Till it was too late. Alright, red shirt. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna say the heal helmet, not too likely I use. But, this is a slow 2, which is non-elemental slow, which works pretty reliably. Now, we don't get the intelligence boost, but it does have some value. Pretty good against Carry and Kraken, at least. And Chaos. You can slow Chaos. That might be the one special armor we bring along. I don't know. I'm not sure if there's a... I don't think there's any equipable slot. Hey, we got, what, 2 out of 3 that time, I think? That's a little better. Is there a better castable... What am I trying to say? Just a better... There isn't anything else the black belt can equip, because they're not allowed to use shields or protect cloaks, right? Maybe boots if you had someone who can craft boots. But generally speaking, they have a 3 equipment slot max. Hey, wait. Interesting effect. Vampires resist status, definitely. We put 2 vampires to sleep, which means Lullaby is not status element. It is probably non-element. Okay, that's a... we gotta use it a few more times. Half of a vampire pack being disabled for even a single turn. Like, they awaken immediately. I think this was a preemptive strike anyway, but it only lasts 1 turn. But the way I was thinking about it is like, let's say you're just in a regular encounter, no preemptive strike, but you start with Lullaby, and all the enemies are put to sleep. Sure, they'll all wake up on turn 1, but that basically turned a regular fight into a preemptive fight, because you still get a full round of combat. But it really depends on the accuracy. We do get a lot of XP if we kill this guy. I have done Blue Dragon grinds for sure. But, we're getting pretty close to the level I want to be at. Apparently I never picked up the money here, which is weird. Also, the flying dragon thing should probably fall down when they fall asleep. Some leet gold there. Alright, up into the sky. Is there anything worth looting? Well, as usual, we could go pick up the Bane Sword. Oh, that's right. There's all these like little ninja scrolls. I should try to find a battle. If I find a battle with enemies that are susceptible to one of those scrolls, I should just use them. We're almost out of here already. Bane Sword, no thanks. It's fine, but that's not kind of what we're playing today. And then the other treasure on the left and right. I don't think there's anything we need to pick up. I should actually double check it. That's 3 out of 3 sleep flow. Hey. Because, you know, we actually do need armor, which is different than normal. There is money, potion, money, Bane Sword, money, protect ring. That's right. That's right. I was going to look for those. Okay, hold on. I have to do a little bit more looting. I always forget, because this might be literally the first time where I care about a protect ring in Sky. Another heal helmet. There it is. So this bad boy... When you have a ribbon equipped, these fire and ice gloves do nothing. And they're only 2 armor. So... Let's go from 34 absorb to 41 absorb. Yeah. We're not picking these up for death protection, obviously. There is another one somewhere, I think. We put the eye to sleep. You know what? You know what? I think the Victory March would still be better. Because our problem isn't usually killing things. And I would like to get those levels, which needs a little bit more XP. But especially for the final dungeon, that Lullaby might not be too bad. If it just reduces how much damage we take from a couple random encounters. That can add up. Was that the... Wait, did the bell do 400 damage? That's not true, is it? Let's try Meteor Shower. That's pretty weak. That's pretty weak. I guess, like, non-elemental geomancy sucks, because then you don't get the Blessed Bell boost. That's actually kind of unfortunate. Because it only affects elements, I assume. I mean, it says all geomancy spells. But I assume it works like most elemental boosts, where it's you know, lightning gets a pump, but the other one's not so much. That's too bad. I got 3 of these. Let's just do 1. I lost my songs there because I was gonna go put the Angel song on. Of course. Tried again, but the game decided it didn't like me pressing the down button. Alright. Okay, we picked up a golden axe. Which room? Was it like... I believe the other protect ring is in this room. I think. It might be in the next floor. Dang it, now I'm full clearing. We don't need silver hats. Don't really need Tempest Spears either, but... You live with what life gives you, right? Or you die. Oh, I think Vaughn got his extra attack, by the way. So Stardust, random status effects, except when it does nothing. Nice. Yeah, we... Actually, I guess at level 29, technically. That got him his 4th attack. Should make a difference. I mean, by the way, Yang is kind of absolutely insane. Big bucks. I mean, you know, honestly, the white shirt still might be the better general purpose crafting item, or casting item. Yeah. Sure. I'm trying to charge these up a little bit. Plasma for 500. That's a nice one. Yeah. So we know for sure that that gets affected by the Blessed Bell. Black shirt, white shirt. Ice 2 I don't really care about. Invis 2 might be better than this, for instance. But I can't use item magic without losing my bard buffs. So I'd have to use the item magic first. And then bard buff after, which is kind of a pain. So that means you probably want to put it on the Geomancer. But the Geomancer's busy. And I don't really have the inventory space, so whatever. I think this top right one is not correct either. I mean, I literally have a list, and I just don't know which treasure is which. I could be wrong. Maybe there was only one Protect Ring, but I think there's a second one. I just, you know. It doesn't really matter, but Thunder Bell, yeah. Don't need a spare. Okay. Was it like right beside the katana or something nice? I just didn't bother to get it. I think this floor is likely. Our Hydras... I want to see if that meteor shower can ever do anything. It seems really bad, though. 60 to... Yeah, that's garbage. I think the, like, the black shirt casting Ice 2 would have been stronger. We could try Stardust next time, maybe. But... Oh, there you go. We poisoned them. Yep, we sure did. That'll definitely make a difference. Oh, I forgot to check for... Oh, there was a right on... Oh, Jesus. I forgot a couple things. I was busy looking for Protect Ring. I forgot there was... I did pick up this one. This is an Itagama. Sorry, guys. Look, it's not... I'm not sorry. I'm just getting some content. It's fine. I'm making a long episode. You guys know how long the video is. You can see. I don't know how long it took me to get through this dungeon. I just want to get to level 32, guys. Come on. Right? It is level 32? Yeah. I need one more level. We're going to march ourselves to victory, like I said at the beginning. Alright. One green, whatever, green Medusa at a time is kind of funny. Bam, 1,000 damage. Magic attack up. Will that ever matter? It's a cool effect, but we don't really have like a mage. I mean, it would make that Thunderbolt pretty strong, right? Okay, there's some money to the south. Hold on. Treasure chest number 29. It is up here. The time it took me to read it, I could have just gone up here. Yes. Wow, this shows you how rarely I ever get this. I guess... You know what? It is maybe best... Okay, thoughts. First off, resisting Earth when you don't have a ribbon is okay. And I could have given fire or water. I could give like one of whatever armor protection to the monk. None of that really matters though. And because he's closer to the top, I'd rather he have a little bit more absorb because he's going to get hit more often. And that puts him at 44. And Julian, I just don't think is going to get hit very often physically. Okay, do I get the Kaze scroll? I mean, do I? Of course I do. We're not level 32 yet. Looks like meteor showers are in the forecast. Alright. I should have picked this up the first time I came over here looking for the Protect Cloak. But I didn't have my map open, I guess. I was sort of autopiloting. Leave a comment if you love autopiloting while you're watching a Let's Player named Blue play Final Fantasy. Alright, Kaze Scroll. That's the fire one, maybe? I don't know. Oh, wait, let's use... Oh, I don't have Thunder... Oh, no, Plasma is, yeah, basically Thunderbolt. We'll never know. Try again. They gave me the same fight twice. Hey, did you see that? The Monk Punch for 900? And then the Geomancer did a single target lightning spell for basically 900. That's more than I thought. Because they are weak to lightning, of course, but that's still a really high roll. And that's with no that's Blessed Bell, yes. So weakness plus Blessed Bell, but no you know, Cosmic Ray or Men Pian. So dumb. Alright, we got more scrolls. A fairly even distribution. Man, that Psycho riff. Reep, 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 reep in the background during the boss music. That's intense. Pretty sure that's almost exactly the track. Old stuff. I'm old, man. I know. I don't know nothing. I just every now and then I get a reference. On the endless maze floor, if we look around hard enough, we can find some money. I don't really care about money. Ooh, that's some XP though. And they're weak to fire. Actually, there's been a few enemies up here weak to fire, technically. Let's go. They might not be weak to fire by the time we cast it. That's always possible. Turn order? We could have killed them all with the Shining Flare, but instead, you know, took too long. Still, they didn't get a turn, so... Hey, you know when we get stun locked and never get a chance? It's kind of like we turn the tables. Alright, the final floor... I think we're healthy enough if bad things happen. But maybe we can take a turn here to finish healing up a little bit. Maybe some random statuses. And some regen. Burned. We burned the fire hydras. Alright. Let's try to heal a little bit. I've got regen up. They do attack sometimes. They're more likely to blaze us. Cremate us, that's the word. If I put... I'll have to... I'm trying to think if there's an easy way to set up here and just get full healed. Although we're pretty close. I guess if you could silence him... I don't know if that's possible. You could keep gambling on Stardust. Here. Test out that red shirt. And my fourth song can be magic defense. So we take half damage from cremate most of the time. Yeah, even Yang takes half damage. So that's pretty cool. This is maybe where having a heal helmet might be viable for the strat. And now we have all 4 songs. We can't really put any more on or we lose the XP. That's okay. I think we just kill now, though. We're good. Okay. So, just a little bit of prep. That's what we're going to want to do before fighting all the Fiend bosses in the Temple of Fiend Revisited, if we can. I guess instead of victory, we go for random song. How many attacks does Tiamat have? Is it worth slowing? Definitely, if that'll hit. Yeah, I thought 4 was pretty good. Okay. Alright, so we'll play it super careful. We'll go defense. We will go slow. We will go... These all kind of suck. Could go for paralyze. And we will go for... I don't know, what's the purple one? Is that the crit song? I don't remember all of the symbols. It's one of the second page ones, at least. The most annoying thing... I should have brought the underwater one, because the reduced magic damage would have been maybe the best. Magic defense is not really as good as just flat magic damage reduction. It's still better than nothing. No paralyze. No slow. Lightning damage. I'll try a couple times. I don't want to drag this on, but we'll try a couple things while we set up here. Just to get a feeling for if any of this is viable. It's not looking great. One more slow attempt. Maybe one more random effect attempt. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Never works. Yeah. I guess without the intelligence scaling for offensive skills, it's just not strong enough. Just throw some hands. And Tiamat does resist lightning and stuff, of course. Oh yeah, some healing wouldn't hurt. Final song for now. Wait, this used to say 13%. Does it... Oh, does this live update as you get more luck? I swear this used to say 13%, 12%, 10%. I just never noticed it in changed. That's what these need to do. They need to just say absorb plus 10, 11, 12 as your stats go up. If that's true and this is a correct update, that's really good. They should all be like that. Okay, green is the crit one, by the way. Pretty sure this Tiamat is dead, by the way. Yeah. Okay, cool. Kind of learned a new little thing there. There's a power staff, but we don't need it. Now, let's... Should we do Toe for today? It's already almost 50... It's almost an hour, but... How long will this really take? Do I want to dedicate it? We'll just... You know what? You guys already know. But I am deciding live that I'm just going to do a longer episode and wrap this up. We are 100% on course to get to level 32 before I need to be. And that's the goal. I should have never used a tent or an inn, or theoretically three achievements coming up. Unless I have somehow glitched it. All right, let's get started. Pulling up my map because there's definitely some thief loot in here. Okay. Let's go. You could talk to some bats if you want. How's it going, bats? What's up, bat? Story, lore. Your D&D players will love it. mostly. All right, first floor, treasure available, 3 out of 3. This is the layout on my my list is a little bit back and forth. Basically nothing we need. Although there's a Chaos Greatsword, which, you know, if you happen to have a Dark Death Knight, I've never had the Thief Death Knight combo. That could be cool. I believe it does something extra. It has like a special effect, actually. Hold on, I'm just going to tell you guys, because I've got the tab open. My weapons armor list. Someone wrote down that this specific greatsword, if you do want to have a run with a Thief Death Knight, this has the bonus effect that the Enchant Dark spell that you can cast at level 8 Death Knight magic increases the chance of killing stuff after you spend a turn to cast it on yourself and then attack. So if you have a very high level Death Knight, well, a Death Knight, let's just say, and a Thief, and you don't kill stuff in one hit, then you can spend a turn to enchant yourself to kill stuff in one hit more often than not. I still think you're going to kill stuff in one hit. But I guess if you're a low enough level, maybe this would work. I don't know. It seems like the developer didn't realize that doing massive damage is insta-death. Anyway, that was... Oh, I should have recharged my reserves. Hold on. We did save it. I'm gonna get the underwater one. Sorry. Prep for the final dungeon. I just brain farted, basically. That's my excuse anyway. Right, and we're gonna switch to Dream Harp. I also forgot that because we want to take less time healing in the final dungeon. Okay, underwater. That gives me access to the magic defense thing and a big, the physical damage down and magic damage down, both pretty good. And we're just gonna have to make that work. Also, easier to run from battle when we don't have a auto-sustain harp song at the beginning of battle. So it's a little bit more efficient on inputs like this, which does help me. Okay, this time I got the warp stone. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay. We can afford another house or something, whatever. I guess I could have used a house. I don't think I've used a single house. Okay, great sword doesn't really matter. Heal 3 might be nice. 0 for 4 white dragons. Okay, switching pages. Which one is this? On there. And now, which map am I on? This is the one with the... Okay, this one. I mean, well, this actually is... I think I've talked about this before. I actually think it's legitimately a worse strategy unless you're planning to exit out. But, like, grabbing all the thief loot, especially when you don't have a guide, you're going to take way too many random fights to find stuff. But even with a guide, if you know exactly where to go and you pick up everything with the shortest number of steps, you're still increasing the number of random encounters, and you're decreasing your chance of victory by probably more than you're gaining for most of them. I can't say I'm amazed with Lullaby, like... Here, have some water damage. I don't know if this is worth it, but... There's a lot of AoE here. Maybe we could get a mana PN right away. Come on, turn order. I believe in you. It's not looking great. It's a pretty weak Ki Blast. It's an okay scroll. Sure, we can kill them. Anyway, I went all the way over here for one scroll. I spent one scroll to get it, and I took a bunch of damage. So I think, like, yeah, realistically, that's not worth walking over to get. However, this room here, assuming we don't just die immediately, by the way. I'm going to use that right now. This fight sucks. Okay, that's nice to get off immediately. Well, they chose not to be super rude, at least. Can't run from this fight, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to kill them all on turn 1, so... I don't know if there's like a random heal option here. Would be great. That was a nice one. We got one kill there. There's the poison, but the magic defense, or the magic damage down, the Geomancy one, I think, made a big difference there. Okay. Yeah, HP management, no joke. There's level 32 coming in. At least starting. Or everyone, yeah. There we go. So now our black belt will, you know, just delete things even better. Should never fail to delete something, I think. And we get even better armor. I think all I'm going to do is hand me down the opal bracelet. It is technically better than the flame armor, if I remember correctly, because it's one step up from opal. Wait, you know what? I was going to switcheroo, but I have 2 gold bracelets. Would it be better to go max armor, black belt, and then a bit better armor on one of my back row characters, or just give all the best armor to the guy that takes the most hits? I guess if you say it like that. It's kind of his anyway, because he's like the thief that found it. And it is the best armor without any resistances in the game. The same defense as dragon armor, but way better evade, and anyone can use it. So it's good stuff. Ooh. Alright. Oops. I thought I was in my normal auto harp mode. I was not. $1,300 damage. If all we ever got was like a chain of gas dragons, we would die. Because we wouldn't be able to heal up as fast as they can deal damage out. Because I don't have the heal potion. I mean, I could do it a little bit. If I want to spend my few heal 2s and 3s, like, we could. But we're going to run out of those pretty quick. And yeah, I think that was the right play going for that diamond bracelet. Evade is higher, or absorb is higher. It's a good option. The lullabies, though, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it for a little bit longer, but I'm getting pretty close to thinking that those are not effective enough. It's nice to be like a free little bonus, but it's pretty little. Can't run from this one. Hey, you know, 3 out of 4. This fight, though, compared to the gas dragons, this barely matters, you know. Yeah, 1 damage, exactly. You could probably, and we should, in fact, take a moment here to heal up, because this might be one of the easiest fights on the floor. What's 1 zombie D gonna do? And I can self-ruse up so that you stop getting hit. And the Bard can leave, so Chakra's a little better. Yeah, I think this was the right play. Not too slow. Just got to keep your eye open for these fights. I think if you're playing the no heal potion sort of challenge, and you could do a literal never use a heal potion challenge. That's not quite what we're doing here, but we're only using the ones we find, at least. No purchase potions. Let's see how much damage we can do with a couple power gloves. 200, not great. $460, that would have one-shot him. Anyway, this is worth the extra steps. And this is why, at the end of the day, which helmet I kept didn't really matter. Because we were inevitably going to go like this. And that means that we wanted to use 4 bracelets rather than ever go unarmored monk. Because, yes, he can get 32 absorb on his own. That's not... I mean, and if he got to level 50, he could have more natural absorb unequipped, naked. But he will never get the elemental and status resistances the same as the ribbon. And although his M defense is good, and if you have no other option, he's fine to skip a ribbon. We get 4 ribbons. We don't have to make that choice. Okay, this Lullaby... Recharge, I guess. Blam! 8 hits. I guess this zone will be ending, because I think the next 4 floors are the dungeon they're from floors, like Earth, Fire, Water, Flying Fortress. So you could, I haven't really ever thought of this, but like, you could sample like multiple times while doing this dungeon. So a solo Geomancer might be kind of interesting. Maybe. Everything's kind of interesting if you look at it the right way. Wizard. But we all take half now, at least. 1,550 damage. And, you know, we're only in the 30s. You could go up into the 40s and get 2 more punches. And you could get your crit rate up to 50%. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, Earth Floor. We're done sort of half the dungeon, give or take. Is there anything on the Earth Floor? Not without going inside those rooms, and I don't want to do that. Well, 1 out of 3 Lullaby. And... okay, maybe these don't update. I thought each zone had its own geomancy magic. Maybe I was wrong. They should. Why don't they? I think that would be really smart for the final dungeon. Each zone has a... You finally get to use sample... Like, I'm always frustrated that Volcano and Ice Cave come before sample. So you never really get to take advantage of, you know, blasting. I guess it's just very magic defense resistance, by the way. Enemies with low M defense seem to get slept reliably, but... The threshold must be fairly low. What are these guys? 70? And then things that it never works on were 196. Fair. Okay, just very M defense reliant. That's... Oops. Oh, no. I think it means that the stuff you care about will probably be immune to it, though. The easy ones that you don't really need to worry about, sure, you can put them to sleep. But the stuff that's really brutal is never going to work. So I'm going to say Lullaby, Harp, neat, but very niche. Either XP to just get stronger, or random songs to make boss fights easier. Just getting stronger is good. If I had that water... Yeah, I still have this. This is the kind of fight I was thinking... theoretically, the waterfall would be helpful. Or the underwater magic, whatever. And the next dungeon, of course. Okay. Here's our first hurdle. Everyone has more than 400 HP at least. Let's go. We got luck up. Woo! Feeling lucky. Well, what really matters is who goes first. And we could double down and try to go Forged in Iron and kill. I think if I do get the Geomancer to go first, I'd rather put Magic Bubble Curtain on. I'm only going to have a couple more uses, but it's this one, maybe Tiamat, maybe Chaos are the only times where it's ever going to matter. Okay, we've got a good round. We did manage to half the nuke effect, which is pretty sweet. Didn't one round the Lich, the Blasphemy, excuse me? I don't even know the second spell on their list. We never get this far. There was a chance we could have been stopped in our tracks. Okay. We could get another Katana. Don't really need that. Yeah, it doesn't update to fire magic. That's kind of weird. I don't know if I like that. Maybe we should just keep the auto harp on and hope that we get Angel Song on turn 1. So we get some easy healing. I mean, it's like a 1 in 8. Eventually it'll hit. I should probably make sure we get a chance to rest up before carry. Still, we're recovering from the nuke just fine. Like, so far, healed up more than we took. Alright. So, I think I'm just gonna take this. Right? So we're never attacking with the Bard. Yeah. This puts Julian at 35, a little bit better. Sure, he doesn't have a Protect Ring. So he's not at 41, but he also hides more. I'm pretty happy with our armor layout, actually. I think that's solid. Mana Peon right off the bat. Let's see if the Keyblades looks good. And, sure, Waterfall while they're weak to it, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Just for funsies. 600 damage. Ooh, feels good when it works. It sure feels good when it works. Was this something? Oh, there was another Protect. Someone was yelling at me. Someone's like, Blue, open the chest on the left. There's actually a third one. Sure. Might as well. Blue, Julian, the Bard can have 41 absorb. He doesn't have to die. Let's do a fight to heal up, maybe. This should be okay. I did miss a Kayan scroll, whatever that is. It's probably fine. The Katana Ninja. So I was kind of maybe thinking in terms of how the Samurai did with the Katana. Because Katana Samurai was absolutely crushing it at this point in the game. I have to say, Ninja's base stats, so much worse. It is kind of weird. Just, like, they're fine, but, yeah. When you have a good class, and then you switch to Thief, you're like, oh, right, their combat, you know, they're not terrible as a ninja, but yeah, it's still, I would say below average for a, like, he is my best front row character for armor, which is cool, I guess. Oh, we counter killed. Well, fair. Anyway, let's go. Maybe the black belt should be in the top slot, just so he can counter kill more often. I don't know. All right, Carrie, how you doing? We're gonna punch you in the face, and I will use some marble armor here. Her magic is less bad than her physical. Vaughn immediately gets smacked. Well, then again, we hit 1,000 damage. Yeah. Yeah, that's some black belt for you. All right, water floor. Apparently, there's no water here. There's a pure potion if you're desperate in the middle there. Somehow with no ribbons. Alright. I actually think I need to say... This is gonna hurt. Yeah. This is a rough one. No running. No easy way to sweep it. No, don't run. I could try a combo. That might kill more than once after it's charged up. That might have been a good option. I did get marble armor. I can put that on. 300, 300. That's not too bad. Alright, Vaughn should be pretty safe. I guess it only costs 1. That's not bad. Yeah. Gotta remember, once you're promoted, you can do that every turn. I mean, it's not every turn. At the beginning of every battle is what I mean to say. Okay, we stabilized. But yeah, those fights, I hated those fights as a kid on this floor. You know, no matter what you did, you took a ton of damage. And I didn't like spending all my high-level spells too early, even though this is definitely the time for it. But Ice 3 is the solution. If you have any charges, use them. Free regen. So we go boost. I can only use these so many times and then I run out. Doesn't seem to make a huge difference. Sure, let's get some bonus XP. Now, to be fair, you only get the XP if the song's on before the enemy dies. See, that's not... I think actually that should be maybe retroactive. I think if you have the victory march on at the end of the fight, you should just get it for the whole encounter. Like, that's fine. So you get a few more XP. You got a bard. Alright, level 33 for Yang. Her. Only Yang. Okay, well we're almost done. 3 bosses to go. Do we pick up the Massa? Of course we pick up the Massa. I'm thinking. There's something I'm thinking about. Bam. We don't have to fight the Kraken. I wanted to skip one of them. Wasn't sure which one I wanted to skip. Kraken seems easy. Next. Gotta use my limits, right? That's my one limit for the whole game for the ninja. Okay. There's a couple things to pick up. The most dangerous floor in the game. The dangerous... Oh yeah, glass sword. That's a funky one. It does do a ton of damage. 3 hits with no crits. With a plus 42 damage. I don't know. I mean, it's not going to be as good as the Massa, I don't think, but who would like that? Oh, let's use fire damage. Random junk, go. More magic damage, maybe. You never know. Turn order failed. Oh. Boosted fire scroll, 300 plus damage. See, I listen to you guys in the comments. Some people were telling me those are really good. I just don't use them very often. Alright, Mazmoon. Obviously, anyone can use it, but, yeah. Well, if you could get 4 more levels or 5 more levels, we could get another swing. But I think the difference... 5% crit isn't nothing. And it's only like 20 damage less, and you get 2 extra swings out of it most of the time. Ooh, worms. XP time. Yum yum. I don't know what song. I don't pay enough attention. What song is that? It might be Victory March already. Yeah, it was. Purple for XP. Yeah, that's a juicy battle for getting level ups if that's what you want. Magic Carol, that's magic damage. You know what? We have bonus magic damage already, right? Might as well. Okay, use it while we got it. And then we take less damage from the enemies. So I'm gonna have to heal this all up. Okay. Alright, one more boss fight. Before the chaos. Well, I'm so glad we got Manapian. We're using it now. I know this can one-shot chaos, but then we don't have a final boss. We're gonna use it to delete a second of the refights. 6,000 damage. Not bad. Not the best. Not bad. Okay, now we just need to get healed up. This fight will do. I do love blinding the blinders. That's one of my favorite things for sure. Alright, you're gonna start healing. You're gonna start healing. You're gonna... We got regen on. Let's put defense up. Just want to make sure we're at full power going into the final fight. I guess I should delete one of these guys. But yeah, you see that? I saved those 2 limits for the entire game. just so we'd have them now. We'll get Vaughn healed up here and Isaac, and then we'll be good to go. Should be this turn, we're done. Honestly, it's not that slow. I was worried that we'd be spending a lot of time in Topher here. Just constantly in heal mode. Nah, we punched through just fine. And like, sure, yeah, level 32 is pretty strong, but for a challenge run, this is nothing. Nah, I hardly did any grinding, really. A little bit early on, but not too bad. Alright, so, if you're in trouble, and you think being able to heal about 100 HP would help, sure, pick that up. These should be X potions, by the way. They should just be full health. There's only, like, assuming I found them all, 3? Maybe 4 if I missed one? They should just be X potions. It's fine. They're not that... Like, that's fine. There's only a couple of them in the final dungeon. And then the heal 2s that are only in the second half of the game. Or, there might be a couple in Earth, but they're usually not in the early game that much. Those guys should be high potions. They should heal maybe like 200 or something in this game. 250 maybe. There is one more. So that's the closest I've ever been to getting an achievement. We could get it, but I'd have to run all the way out. Or just grind until I got another million. One way or the other. But yeah, the Thief is the quickest way to get the 10 million gold achievement. And it's not even close. Because we just saved ourselves hours of grinding to get 77% of the way there. Plus whatever we already had. All we fought to get to level 33 was still half of the difference between 7.7 million and 10 million. It's crazy. Anyway, any more setup? we're good. Let's do it. I forgot to read what the monk limit did. I don't even know. Surely this does something important. 1 attack guaranteed to crit. It's probably not very good. I might put a buff on and try it. Punch. Oh, wait. No. Slow. That'd be funny. Okay. So I didn't really do a great job, but I do have Bubble Curtain and Pressure. These are very strong. Bubble Curtain first. We got the XP up, which is useless. So we can put 4 songs up, and with our Bard limit, we can stack the same one 4 times if we want. I usually feel like the strongest is a combo of damage up and crit up, depending on your party. With the Massa, the crit might be the best, because you generally need crits to deal damage here. No luck there. Tries to crack us, but he fails. Level 2 Rouge should put Vaughn at probably max evade, or at least near it. And I'll do a couple more red shirts. So we put Bubble Curtain up. Let's try Pressure as well. And I think... yeah, I think that's all I really care about, is getting crit up, I guess. We theoretically can get 60% crit here, so... Virtuoso. Isn't this nice? When you use your limit and you get to pick a buff at the same time, you don't have to use your limit, do nothing, and then next turn put a buff on. I'm looking at you, certain jobs that have dumb limit that waste an action economy. Okay. Pressure worked. Ice 3, not that much damage. We'll do one more just for fun there, and... so those are maybe the 2 best. That's the reason I brought these in from water. There's some other really good ones, like regeneration and healing would be nice. Maybe the non-elemental paralyze could have got him. I don't know. We could also do some more armor. That seems fair. And we need to do a round of hiding here carefully. If I wreck my buff chain now, it really stinks, so be careful with the inputs. Still no luck on that red shirt. That's not great. Trying to get me with lightning. Okay, we're fully defensed up. We'll do some power gloving. We'll try again. I think it's time to start doing some damage up. New magic. I could put like 1 use of regen on. That would be pretty smart, but... no. Wait, who did he slow? I couldn't even tell. I can't get around that. Somebody slowed. I've been trying to slow him, but I couldn't get it. Assumedly this stacks. So we'll just keep casting that while I get my last... do I want any damage? We might be hitting the 100% crit rate pretty quick. This is 45% crit plus your base, plus whatever the Geomancer spell does. Maybe some extra damage in here. I don't know. Alright, we're fully barded up. Let's just swing. Maybe Focus Strike is good. If it's a guaranteed crit, it would have been better if we'd done just strength up rather than crit up, damage up instead. But alright. You can do nothing other than change your song now, so you might as well just hide. That was 186 damage. So I'm gonna say the Master's limit is useless. Not just bad. Now, he was probably slowed. To be fair, he must have been the one that got slowed. So that's not his fault. Nothing we could do about it. That's actually really unlikely. He's got the best magic defense. Maybe I should have done the magic defense 100% song first, because I knew the chaos was going to try to slow us, right? Huh. Tries to give us a swirly. Alright, we'll do one more round of buffs. Kind of running out. Yeah, he fully healed himself. Kind of waiting for that, too. Alright, Vaughn, swing for the stars. I don't think these stack. Maybe this one does, because it's a debuff. Maybe. Anyway, 2,000 damage, we one-shot him anyway. Pretty much as expected. As long as you've got a power glove and a bit of time, you pretty much can always win. So, there we go. Penny Pincher achieved. Scavenger achieved. And Nomad achieved. 3 at once. Pretty cool. Not a particularly hard final boss, but hey, fun. We could have just geostormed him, of course. Much easier. It's really unfortunate the slow spell hit. I have a feeling the black belt would have done 5,000 damage or something. Maybe not that crazy, but pretty good. Okay, that's it for this party. Final thoughts. Interesting challenge. Got the achievements in one run, which was pretty good. I'm happy that we got to do some different strats early on. And I still don't love bards. Or thieves. But, or monks. Monks are just boring. Like, he's really good at what he does, but it's just very boring. I don't think that's a fair crack at how Focus Strike should work. I'm just gonna science this out because I very rarely use limits. It does hit multiple times, right? It's got. Counter only hits once. Yeah, Focus Strike just did 1,200 damage. So with all the buffing we had, I'm pretty confident we would have done, like, maybe even 5,000-6,000 damage. This is at 6 attacks. We were at 8 attacks going into Chaos with even higher damage. And with all of the damage up buffs, a guaranteed 8-hit crit. Yeah, pretty good. It would be much better if you could get fasted, but unfortunately the slow hit through our pretty beefy magic defense. It is what it is. We never successfully slow-2'd Chaos, interestingly enough. So I have not had particularly hard time doing that with like a red mage or something. So I think it's safe to say that the 200M defense, even if he doesn't, even if he's not entirely immune to slow, the non-elemental, it should have a chance, but he just has enough M defense that it doesn't hit very often on item magic. With your intelligence boosting your hit rate, though, it seems to work a bit. But that's okay. So yeah, altogether, fun little run. I think that was good. Now, what's next? Bam. Nomad, done. Penny Pincher, done. Scavenger, done. And I bet you we beat Penny Pincher. So I think you have to buy the bottle for 50 grand, so really that's the cap. I think we spent, I'm going to say at most I bought 20 tents. And I spent 40 gold to revive a couple people because they died. And I think that's the only money I spent the entire game. So pretty cool. Now, I could do these. Black mage, white mage, red mage, green mage, time mage. Can't do all 5 at once. I don't think that's very hard. You just pick one spell per level. I could do an all mage run to knock out 4 at once. And then I could probably just do like a solo time mage and just zip through it or something. Or a time mage plus 3 others and just zip through it and not even play it, but that's cheating. This quest is a real pain, but this might be the save file I do it on because we're the closest. I need another 1,000,000 and change. New Game Plus is a little bit easier in some aspects, I suppose, but fights go quicker on normal mode, so it's a bit of a balancing act. I'm not going to record that. You know that the 7.7 million gold chest is there. We just got to get to 2.3 million, and then we'll pick up that, and we're done. Apparently, I've never done max damage exuviate. That's weird. Halfway. Sure, magic tool. Samurai stuff. Apparently, I missed one weapon skill. Oh well. We'll get around to that. Not too much left to do, right? Pretty good. Completion. Buy some dumb white spells. Oh, that's where you use all weapon skills, technically. Craft every magic tool. That's going to be a... Oh, that's easy, right? That's not forge every tool. That's just one of each variant. I could just go do that on my save file. This is every rare weapon, and this is the one where you're going to need to make sure you've got the right people. I mean, those are pretty easy to do. I'm pretty close to finishing all my achievements, though, other than the secret ones that are on here. So what does that leave us for the channel? What's next? I don't really see any good, like, things I haven't already done, right? Like, there are other achievements we could do, like Never Die. But I've already done them, and it's not generally not that hard. So I'm not sure. I might take a bit of a break from Renaissance. I'll have to think about it. I was... Obviously, there's all kinds of cool combinations you can do. I wouldn't mind doing some sort of samurai, maybe engineer, maybe New Game Plus mode, just to see what they're like from the beginning like that. I think, legitimately, a solo... I don't know if it'd be New Game Plus or not, but a solo Geomancer would be maybe something I should do. Because I do like the class, and I'd like to get one to level 50 to see if their damage really goes crazy. Let me think. Solo modes. What have we done solo or not? I have not done a solo fighter. It's very easy. I've done them in non-Renaissance mode. I did do a solo ninja and a solo thief, technically. I have not done a solo black belt. It would be very easy and boring. Well, yeah, it'd be easy. Red Wizard, Red Mage, solo is one of the... It's legitimately almost as easy as solo fighter. I mean, New Game Plus is a little different, but in normal mode, easy, not really interesting. Solo White is not particularly hard. It's very slow. I'm trying to think if there's anything in Renaissance that would make it interesting. There's nothing that changes about a fighter that would really change the mechanics significantly in Renaissance from vanilla. There was things that changed the Thief and the Ninja, which is why we did those solo. There's not much that changes the Black Belt, other than he's got some key stuff that you almost never use. There's a couple situations with AoE that is a bit better, but honestly, it's not much different. Red Wizard is just stronger with Saboteur. It was already pretty simple solo, but now it'll be even easier. White Mage, the only changes they have are like casting life 2 in battle. Doesn't matter when you're solo. And the prayer small heal. Like the things that are new for Renaissance. That's not going to change anything. Re-raise? Do they start with... hold on. Do they start with one free re-raise? I don't remember that. Oh, no, it's right. It's an ability. So you could, once promoted, you could cast this on yourself. That would make the White Mage a bit more reliable. Doesn't really change too much, but yeah. So there's little things like that that change. But that's not making a drastic difference. Solo Black Mage, honestly, this is even easier than vanilla. You just nuke your way to victory. Like, not literally just the nuke spell, but also the nuke spell. I think I did a solo Blue Mage. I did a solo Dancer. I haven't done the solo Geomancer yet, I believe. I did a solo Dragoon. I'm not really interested in a solo Trainer or Beastmaster. Not really. Not a bad job, just kind of not my style. Solo Evoker is brutal, and I hate them. Solo Time Mage we did, or Time Wizard. Solo Green Mage, well, I can show you where I got. I haven't finished it yet. It's pretty bad. I made it to level 18 with Bonk, and I think we're ready to go kill... Well, we're not ready. We need to go kill the vampire next. We've already done all the Astos stuff, which wasn't too bad. Ruse. Mostly ruse. The thing is, like, just killing stuff is just so hard. It's just so slow. We don't even get hammers. We don't get harm to kill undead. Grinding is just a nightmare. At least with a white mage at this point, you go kill mummies and you get a bunch of levels really quickly. And then you can go kill Lich with harm 3 and it's not that bad. We don't have anything like that. So green mage, ugh. Ugh. Even less options than a white mage. Okay. Continuing my thoughts. Where was I? Did it... Not interested, not interested. Did it... Never. I did do a solo bard. I did do a solo dark knight. No. I did do it, unfortunately. I also did it. So I've done most of the solos I care about. Geomancer might be the only one left that's really new, other than like New Game Plus mode. So maybe I'll do that, and maybe this is just finally a time to take a break from Renaissance. There's other games I should be uploading on the channel. I know we've had a lot of good comments and new viewers, and I appreciate all you guys watching to the end of this video, end of the series, and enjoying the run, but I have uploaded a lot of content, and if you haven't watched it all, you can go back and watch them, all the ones you missed. There's probably, let's see, I started uploading these in like October. I was doing like one video a day for October, November, December. So that's probably like 90 videos-ish. And then in just January, I've been doing 2 a day trying to catch up. So that's probably going to be another 60. We're probably like 150 Renaissance videos. Like, I think that's okay, right? I'll maybe do a little bit more, like maybe a solo, and maybe I'll look into the suggestions in the comments. People do leave like interesting party compositions they want to see. There's so many possible combos. It's not like we'll ever really run out of potential 4-man groups. But at some point I've covered enough, and it's up to you guys to play it and record it and upload it if you want. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, folks. I'm still really enjoying it. I like to talk about the balance in Renaissance and nitpick on some of the things I would change, but hopefully it's obvious that I'm having fun, and I'm really grateful for Renaissance Games and Osmo for putting their work into this. I will go back to the NES FF1 and do some randomizers at some point, but it's very different. Those are really good too. We're so spoiled, guys. We are so spoiled. If you're around my age, 40 up or something, or just, an elder, you're not a kid, basically. If you grew up around the NES, Super Nintendo, pre-internet era, whatever that era is, millennial or older, we did not have this kind of options as a child. Even in the early internet era, there's like flash games and stuff for free online, but they were like, okay. Some of them were pretty good, but there's a lot of junk. Nowadays, the randomizer free, the Renaissance game free. You could put, I think I have demonstrate hundreds of hours into these games that if you play on the NES, I have definitely played the NES FF1 a lot. But I might have just put more hours into Renaissance this year than I have in vanilla NES in the last decade. I probably put more hours in as a kid, but that was different. But as an adult, I might have legitimately just played Renaissance almost as much as I played the randomizer, just trying to bang out a lot of the content and test it all out. I mean, I've done a lot of randomizer runs too. It's hard to say, but they're short. That's the difference. The randomizer runs, usually you can beat in like 1 or 2 hours. Depends on how speedrunny you feel and how cranked the settings are. But the Renaissance runs, some of them were like 10, 12 hours because, it's tricky. Anyway, yeah, I guess I better end this at some point. This is another long video. This whole series, I think, maybe a little bit longer than normal. Whatever comes next, I hope you enjoy, and I will see you around. BlueAnkylo, taking a break.